Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a ZVT at the Master level sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. It's going to be KOali versus KMT here on Kairos Junction, the latter edition. Bottom right-hand corner is going to be the Red Terran player. He's got the spinning Carbot Marine logo. It is KMT. And in the top left-hand corner is the blue Zerg player, KOali. Now, I had a question the other day. Who is this guy? Who's that dude? Well, I have been told as a Blizzard employee, when they can't load your clan logo, whatever your spinning logo is here above your hatchery or whatnot, they just throw that dude's face in there. I don't know if it's an employee photo. It looks a little cheesy to be an official employee photo, but if it is, I don't want to make fun of the guy and say it looks bad. So that's a great photo of whoever that is. I've tried Googling. My Google foo is usually pretty good, y'all, and I Googled. Nope. Absolutely no way to find out who that guy is or even why it's there. The only reason I know probably what's going on is because somebody told me, and I'm sure that somebody told them and passed it on through word of mouth over time. And anyway, if you know the actual true answer to that and I'm wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you know who it is, let me know in the comments, and we can all be enriched and have our brains opened together here. KOali is not scouting. He's doing the traditional scout of the Soul Overlords. APM over 200 for both of these players, looking pretty good, although KOali just knocked down 2 double digits. He's doing nothing right now. I guess at this point in the game, all you're doing is waiting for your hatchery to finish and your pool to finish, and maybe making a drone every once in a while. There's just not much to do with your APM. If you're not one of those players that wants to spam, you don't. But now he's back up to around 200, and there we go, dropping down. As soon as I say his APM's over 200, he drops it down again by about 150. So I'm going to stop talking about it. Reaper on the way. Reaper's name is Raven Baxter. Raven Baxter is a girl who can see glimpses of the future. However, those visions always lack important context, so she completely misinterprets what is going to happen and fulfills her own prophecies in trying to stop them. Ah, classic. Cassandra complex. Since Raven never learns her lesson, she saw Emperor Mengsk get hit by a pie in the face and immediately set out to stop it. It ended with her accidentally throwing the pie in the Emperor's face. She was sent to the Reaper program because the Raven program wouldn't accept her for obvious name confusion reasons. Now Raven Baxter is trying to figure out how to avoid the vision that she saw of her jetpack exploding. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that read. That was really nice here. Don't lose drones over here. Extractor saved. And this guy too. Spore Crawler saved. Lings are out a little bit late. Don't go too far off the creep there. There you go. So far so good here from KOali. Hasn't lost any drones. No kills here for Raven Baxter. I don't know if that's a... Is that a reference to a particular character? I know there's a couple of Ravens in popular fiction. Disney Channel for one, and then there's Raven in Teen Titans. I don't think she has future predicting power, though. I don't know anything about that, so Raven. I didn't assume she had any powers, but the Disney Channel did enjoy fulfilling child fantasies and stuff, like, hey, I've got superpowers, or hey, I'm super rich, and fulfilling that and watching that through other people on the TV. Anywho... just scouting around to see if there's a third base coming up. And there's not, man. This is kind of late. I mean, if you're going to go for a third base, you're going to get that thing down as soon as you can. Although the Reaper makes that hard unless you have speedlings. Speed is almost done. The Reaper's being so annoying here. Creep spread coming up. Oh, does he get the tumor? And he does get the tumor. That's a good kill for Raven. Nicely done. You have to replant that one. That's a situation where you just got to cancel it, KOali. Just got to go ahead and highlight that thing, cancel it, and say, we are out. Did you guys kill Raven? Ah, you did. Hang on. We gotta watch Raven die. I was so impressed. Wait, we didn't go back far enough? Really? Don't mind me. Just had to shut down Discord. Discord. Alright. Whack, whack, whack. And whack. And the Lings didn't... Oh, the Lings got speed just as they went off screen. So I didn't expect Raven to get caught here, but she did, and she's dead. And her jetpack, I don't think exploded. I think that was more of a dismemberment at the hands of Zerglings. Anyway, third base is coming up here, which is really weird. Like, KOali, if you're going to go for a third base, and it's not being bothered by the Reaper, then just toss it up there. Anyway, it's fine. Master level is not GM level. Master level is not pro level. As a result, we're going to see some strange stuff, which is why I like casting master level games. That's what I enjoy doing here. All right, so Banshee on the way. Probably going to get cloaked based on the fact that we have a tech lab there. And hanging out anyway. Hellions in production from KOali. Marine is going to go ahead and take down this Overlord. Just no saving it. He's trying to see if that tech lab is going to start researching before it dies. And so far, no. It's not going to be any cloak But at the same time, you kind of do... You can't trust the Terran player not to start it as soon as the Overlord is dead. But at the very least, it does delay it quite a bit, man. So, I mean, if a KMT doesn't want to start it because the Overlord is here and now starts it, the Banshee is done. But Cloak can't get started until now, and no, we're not working on it anyway. So it's going to be regular Banshees, but making another one, which I'm very confused by. Why would you get 2 regular Banshees when you can get Cloak for both of them and increase their function and their effectiveness by quite a bit, honestly? Cloak Banshees are much scarier than regular old Banshees, but Spore Crawlers aren't coming up anyway for KOali. Not that he needs them quite at this point. Hallion's going to cruise on in. Was going to be defending that. A handful of Zerglings and more handfuls of Zerglings and maybe some Queens and a bit of a wall at the front here with the Baneling Nest. So third base is not here. They're very confused by this, are these Hellions. They do take down a Creep Tumor, but there's 2 more here, so that's a minor victory in the grand scheme of things. Now, he has to know there's a third base up here now, right? Up there. Surprise! You thought he was going to expand down here, but KOali shucked you and threw it up here instead. More Zerglings on the way. No Roach Warren at all, but we do have a lair, and we do have that Baneling Nest, and we're getting Centrifugal Hooks and +1 Ground Carapace, which leads me to believe we're going to go Ling Bling Muta here. That's what I feel like we're trying to do. Ling Bling Muta seems to be the play, although we don't see a Spire, nor has one... Yeah, one's not done. So I don't know. Ling Baneling, really interesting trying to make this thing happen. Ooh, the Hellions, though. Bad... Oh, no, KMT. KMT loses all of those because he was not quite paying attention and lost them to Zerglings off creep. That is a cardinal sin. That should never, ever happen for a Terran player. Man, if your Hellions are out and there are Speedlings around, you should not lose all of them. At the very least, if there are a lot, then sure, run home. Your boys can make it home at that point, but if they just get surrounded and killed, that is just... That hurts me, and I'm a Zerg player. I mean, part of me is like, yeah, get those Hellions, but the other part of me is like, that should not happen. That is just not a part of StarCraft, as it turns out. Creep Spread is pushing. Ling's pushing here too. Hydra. Okay, so we're going to go Hydra Ling Bling against this bio play, this bio tank play of KMT. This can work, especially if you have Vipers, and especially if you're good with Blinding Cloud. I don't see an Infestation Pit on the way from KOali, though, so maybe he's just going to go Ling Bling Hydra and hope the tank count isn't too high, because if the tank count is too high, you're going to have a bad time. I love the creep spread we're seeing from KOali. See, APM over 300, over 400 right now. When he has stuff to do, he's doing stuff. That's what I like to see from these players. If you're doing stuff, you're doing stuff. If you're not doing stuff, you don't need to spam. Some people do. I mean, a lot of people do. It's fine. Flash's APM in the early stages of games is like 500 when he's doing literally nothing other than waiting for an SCV to be built. So, go figure. Some players are like that. Others are not. I kind of identify with the players that don't spam. Of course, I'm in Diamond 3, so yeah, it's all good. All right, tank Marine push here at 7 minutes. It seems a little bit late, but there are 2 Banshees in the mix. Did he ever get Cloak? He did not ever get Cloak. He's got +1 attack. Other upgrades are on the way here for the bio, but they won't be really part of this battle, I don't think. Hydras, Banelings on the way. They are Banelings with speed. They are very scary stuff, and really killing those Hellions allowed KOali to really do whatever he wanted for a minute there. He is actually down in worker count. He should probably go for a 4th base by now. But he's just running around on the edges of the creep. I love the creep spread. It's really helping give KOali an area where he's comfortable. And wow, just coming right on in. Good kiting, though. Don't go off the creep. Good splits, however. Decent splits, but yeah, too many Banelings. The splits were good, but there were too many Banes. Banshee is gone. Army supply 54 to 36. KOali looking good right now. All right, so tank sitting back here. Is that enough to shove this away? 1 tank and a bunch of Marines? I mean, at the very least, you could probably pick this tank off. And you do. But without any Banelings, yeah, that bio is a little bit scarier. These Queens, man, overreaching a little bit. And by golly, all of these Hydras are getting picked off. Very nicely done. These mech Hydras. These Simulant Hydras getting absolutely destroyed right now. Queen's going down. Zerglings trying to run in here and actually help with this. They do... See, that's the thing. Hydras need something else to help them. Ooh, Contaminate getting tossed down that engineering bay. That is actually delaying the upgrade, that +2 upgrade, which is really, really nice. No, KOali is continuing to push this. Don't push the issue there. That was bad. That was not great. You lost some Hydras there for nothing. You did get a 4th base behind it, though, which is fine. Creep spreading did get a little bit neglected while that was happening, too. But I understand. I've been there, man. It's hard to do multiple things at once in StarCraft. But Macro Hatch coming up, as the income here is pretty darn steady for KOali. He's spending his money pretty well. He's got a lot of Lings. Zerglings here with +1 armor, right? And +1 attack. These are 1/1 Lings. They're doing pretty well for themselves. The 1/1 really helping. The 3rd base of KMT is in a ton of trouble right now. Once again, just trying to deal with this with Marine and Marauder. Zerglings should probably Try to get a surround on that, but multiple medevacs, and the tank. The problem is the tank fire does splash on friendly units. The tank probably did more damage than the bio did there in that situation, but the third base is alive. We're looking at only 2 SCVs killed by KOali right there, which is not great. But fourth base is done for KOali. He probably should have saturated during that whole little attack. Creep spread continuing to push out right now. Hatch on the way. +2/+2 coming in for the ground units, which tells me, well, the melee units rather. Melee units here, which tells me we're probably going to see ultras, although no infestation pit means no hive, which means no ultra. So I'm not sure why he's bothering with the lings and the banelings so hard. I want to see this baneling hatch. Whoa. It's interesting. These little simulant mecha. Or are they just the mech ones? The simulant and the mech ones, I get confused. I think these are simulants, though. I don't know. The Hydras have knives on their hands in both. Hard to tell. Zergling's cruising around trying to see, is there in fact a fourth base maybe by my Terran opponent? Is he feeling greedy? Nope. We'll just make some banelings then. Try to roll into that mineral line to get something done. I love the sneakiness. I also love this wall off from KMT up there, too. All right, creep spread happening. Marines pushing up, just Marine, which means the banelings are going to have a field day against this composition. I lied. There's a Marauder in there. There's a Marauder in there, and that is it. Zergling, oh, banelings trying to get in, and they are going to get some decent hits off. Yo! Okay, that's 17 workers killed now. It's 65-62. KOali's up, but not by that much. He's killed a lot of SCVs, and he's just not really that much ahead in economy. Infestation pit on the way finally now for KOali. Zerglings, banelings, Hydra's going to try to shut down this third. It seems like a good strategy. Shutting down the expansions of your opponent seems totally fine. Zerglings running in to die. I mean, all right, fine. Banelings coming in off creep once again. The splits are good again. Not as many banelings this time, but more coming around from the backside. Surprise banelings! Surprise banes. More surprise banelings are here. Can they get from behind those Hydras? The target fire is pretty good there, and the tank count is getting a little bit scary. All the Hydras get exploded. And KMT is going to push that one back. That Overseer is going to die. Does not have the speed upgrade. Can't run. Can't run at all. Fifth base is done now, too, for KOali, but the army supply is 87-24 in favor of KMT. More banelings are on the way, but look at this really starving mineral count for KOali. He's making lings and banelings and Hydras, but eventually this just really stops working when there's 2-2 on the Marines. Here we go again on creep, though. Ooh, the reaction time not as great for new KMT. Everybody on the ground dies. Anyone get picked up there at all? I don't think so. These medevacs seem entirely empty. There's a lot of them, though, which is nice. Having these alive is really fantastic. 2-2 Zerglings versus 2-2 Marines. Marines do pretty well until the banelings show up, as it turns out. Pooping creep over here to prevent KMT from landing his fourth base. They're going to kill a couple of these SCVs. Again, slowing down the economy of KMT as best he can. Getting at that refinery. Force that command center to fly away. Hive is now on the way at the 12-minute mark. Lings and banelings attacking on in. And decent trades here, I'd say, from KOali, but not really game-ending at all. The tank fire, though, is serious business. That tank has 19 kills, and this one has 5. They are doing pretty well together. See, the thing is, he needs the anti-air. He hasn't killed hardly any medevacs, it feels like. There are 10 of them in the sky right now. Denying the fourth base is really nice, especially since you have 5 yourself. If this creep spread is pushing in right now, don't attack with lings into that. Don't do it. Don't you do it at all. Baneling's trying to come at the front, and pushing the creep back is KMT. Rawr. Goodbye, creep spread. Lings and the banelings once again trying to get hits. Lings cruising on in. It's just not enough. This tank might actually end up going down. It's only got 2 kills, and it is going to die, which makes it easier to come in with additional swarm, but there is no additional swarm. Continuing to make Hydras. That hive is almost done right now. The income is pretty fantastic for KOali. He just continues to lose stuff. 17,000 resources lost for KOali and 11,000 lost for KMT right now. Just does not bode well for the future of this Zerg player. Adrenal glands on the way. KMT is working on just additional upgrades. +3 infantry armor, +3 attack is done, which is fantastic. Again, attacking off creep with that number of banelings is just not going to be enough. KOali, I understand you want to be aggressive, but attack on creep, attack in numbers, attack in force. Do not throw units into the meat grinder over and over and expect to win this game. It's not a bad idea. This is fine. Again, decent baneling hits here, but pulling back most of his army there is KMT. Pushing up again. This is just classic standard Terran stuff. More banelings are here. The Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. The banelings getting decent hits. The wrap around the backside, not really what you want. They do get that tank, though. which is fantastic. Army supply is 77 to 33. KMT up big time in total army supply, but he hasn't killed a base yet. He really hasn't killed a base. It's 70 workers for KOali. He could stand to have a few more, I think. Once again, KOali, man, just running in small groups of Lings and Banes. I love the consistent aggression. I love that he's keeping KMT away from his bases. That's nice, but he's not trading efficiently with this. He's really not. KMT's not interested in dropping either, which is pretty helpful. But more tumors going down, more decent Baneling hits. Surround on the Marauders. Gonna pick those dudes off as well. Where are the medevacs? Where are they healing? They're not here to heal. Additional tanks are showing up now for KMT. He's making 10 Marines, 2 tanks, and 2 Liberators at a time. 4 Ultralisks are on the way. They will have 2-2 with that additional armor that they've got inherently as part of their whatever ecosystem. This third base is gonna go down for KOali. Drones getting picked off. Just completely on fire as they're running across there. And finally, the first hatch goes down. KMT manages to get that sucker. More tanks cruising on up right now. The Ultras have arrived. And this is a problem for KMT. He does not have anti-Ultralisk anything right now. By golly. Okay, 1 Ultra does go down to the tank fire, to the Marine fire. You don't need to go further than this, man. What I'd love to see from KOali is a bunch of Corruptors. Just like 6 or 7, 10 maybe Corruptors come in and deal with these medevacs, which again are just not dying. There are 12 of them. I don't think I've seen one of them go down yet in this game. He does. Oh, he saved his third. I lied. I thought he had saved his third, but no, he had. I'm sorry. I thought he killed the third, but nope. Saving it is KOali. Left down the left side. He can expand down here, down here, down here. KMT does not seem to have really any presence there at all, but KOali instead sitting happily at 115 supply to 174 right now, making those Ultras, but also a Ghost Academy is coming in. Additional Liberators are on the way. I really feel like Aspire and a couple expansions would be the best use of KOali's cash right now, but he's spending it so fast. He's spending it on Zerglings, on Ultras, on Banelings, on Overlords. I don't know why he's making an Overlord. He's not supply blocked, but I guess the idea is that I don't have to be supply blocked, right? Right. You really want to do these things so you don't end up being supply blocked. But man, it is 8,000 more resources lost for KOali right now. Liberators are here with nothing to deal with them. Nothing can deal with the Liberators. No Corruptors, no Hydras at all. Gonna set up on this high ground, run into the Liberators. By golly. All right, so from different sides a little bit. Nice Baneling hits. Wow, crushing that ground army. Getting out of the Liberator circles. The Liberators are like, wait, what? We were protecting an army there a second ago. Yeah, the army is dead. The army is completely dead right now. KOali not expanding behind this. KOali gets a crushing victory with his army. Beautiful surround there. Just making more stuff instead of expanding so he can make bigger stuff faster. Single Ghost getting chewed on a little bit here. Tank's going to go down. Ultralisk's just trundling into the natural base right now. Oh my gosh. There's only Marines to hold the door right now. Hold the door. Hold the door. The Ultras are inside the house. There is a Liberator, but you just wander out. Oh, getting that Ghost would be nice. They got a Ghost and a Marine. And maybe the Ghost Academy here, too. These Ultras are just trundling so hard. Meanwhile, Lings were fighting at the third base, but getting cleaned up by that bunker. That bunker really paying for itself quite well. Ghost Academy does go down, but all the Ultras are going to die. I'm not sure if that was worth it for KOali. His answer to this is 56 Zerglings. 56 Zerglings. See how these guys are still alive and nothing's been here to kill them because you don't have a Spire, KOali? I am aware. I am very aware of that fact. I get it, man. I get it, though. I play 2v2 quite a bit over on twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. Sommercron and I are trying to get up into Diamond 2. And it's hard, right? It's hard to be like, oh, it's just this late with my Greater Spire, or, oh, I forgot to get my Queen there. And you just don't respond perfectly every time to what your opponent is doing as Zerg. That's really what you have to do. All right, man, are these even cracklings? They have Adrenal Glands and 2-2, but no 3-3 on them at all. KOali's given up on upgrades right now. He thinks he has to keep the Terran player down or he's just going to die, which is just not the case. Expand. Expand twice. Get more drones. You only have 56 of them. It's not enough. Zerglings coming on in. And they're trying to get this army, but with no Banelings. Okay, there was a Baneling there. Another decent. Okay, so there are Banelings present. Some Ghosts are dying here as well. So, I mean, so far, so good. That was a decent attack, but again, he's not expanding behind it. I lied. He's expanding behind it. He's taking this base. Finally, that third base that KMT thought he was going to take like 20 minutes ago, he is now. More SCVs getting wrecked here. That is 42 SCVs killed by these Zerglings. 42 is a lot. 45 now, but it is still, KMT still sitting on 43. He's fine. His army supply is about 74 to 53 right now. More and more Hydras on the way. Perhaps to deal, I guess it looks like he did deal with the Liberators, or they pulled back home. Looks like that might be what they did here. These guys, yeah, those are the ones with the kills. All right, so Overseer here, no speed upgrade on that dude either, by the way. I love the creep spread by KMT. I like his expanding more. He needs to expand again, though, with the money that he has. He just keeps spending it as soon as he gets it, which is generally fine, but whoosh. Whoosh, shalagoosh. Hydras, oh, okay, so that Liberator is down. This Liberator is also down. But there's too much bio here. The Banelings are trying to get in. It's really hard to see what's going on with all these medevacs in the sky, which really bodes well for KMT. Anytime you can't see the action because there are so many medevacs just overhead, it's a good thing for the Terran player. These medevacs are paying for themselves a million times over right now. KOali's making more Zerglings, but he's down 130 to 95 supply. KMT has dealt with an extremely aggressive Zerg here, and I just don't see how the Zerg wins this thing. There's a reason Sero plays defensive macro style and really only picks off bases for Terran until they're starved out and then beats them. Or if the Terran pushes the issue, he'll deal with it on creep, but he will not take engagements off creep. Be like Serral Zerg players. All right, so new base is in trouble. This might be the first hatch down at 20 minutes. Is this hatchery? There are no ultras coming. There are ultras in production. Is that one of them? That's one of them. He's going to either die or hatch in a really terrible place for him. Is he going to hatch? Looks like he's going to hatch. He's going to hatch before the Marines can get through this. Ready? Surprise Ultra? Surprise Ultra! Oh, he doesn't even try to kill them. He just runs. All right, bye, dude. Bye, friend. Okay, Liberators set up very nicely here, very particularly and closely. Lings, Hydras, Banelings coming in again, going for yet another splash. Great Baneling hits additionally here. Attacking off creep again, though, are the guys. The Liberators are showing up. These Ultras are dead. That one's dead. This one's chasing back. It's going to die as well. Ultras is getting picked off. Finally, enough Hydras to deal with the Liberators and pick off several of these medevacs, too. That's pretty good stuff. This Ultra has 7 kills. He doesn't have any queens to transfuse him. That queen's thinking about transfusing up north, but I'm not sure if she's going to make it to the party or not. The Ultra is down. The Hydras are fighting from behind. Ultra Hydra is actually pretty good, as it turns out. Ultra Hydralisk, a pretty good combination, but when one of those pieces is missing, bad things happen to the Zerg. Okay, so armor supply is still 73 to 41. KMT has expanded again. His income is not actually as good as KOali's is, as he's taking the top right-hand corner. Nice job, KOali. I've been bugging you to expand the entire game, and you finally are. I'd love to see some upgrades, though, so let's bug you for that. Let's bug you for +3/+3 on your Zerglings. Let's bug you for chitinous. Oh, he has chitinous plating. Of course he has chitinous plating. You never want to make Ultras without chitinous plating. But anabolic synthesis would be gorgeous, too. Oh my gosh, anabolic synthesis would be a wonderful thing to have for these Ultras. Anything that makes your units faster is good. If the unit is inherently bad, then you don't get the speed upgrade for it because you're not going to make the unit. But if the unit is good, speed is good. That's all there is to it. Marines, Thors, heading up the right side. This is just not enough, right? The Zerglings with no Baneling support here. Okay, some Baneling support here. I don't know where they keep coming from. I don't see them, but 97 to 54 army supply. We're doubled up effectively on the army supply here. This base at the 12 o'clock position is going to go down. KMT takes down another hatchery, 2 of them in the last couple minutes. Drones dying as they try to retreat, but there's no retreat from KMT. A lot of drones getting killed there. 29 workers have been killed by the Terran players so far. The top right-hand base is in trouble too. This is just snowballing. This is snowballing into a terrible situation for KOali. And really, I just think it comes down to the lack of upgrades, the lack of expanding when he needed to, the lack of reacting to what KMT was doing until it was too late, and attacking off creep. Like, look at this. Why? Why attack off creep right here? I mean, decent Baneling hits. You're back on the creep now, but a lot of your stuff is dead. The Thor's having a field day right now. He's got 19 kills, but the Ultra does take him down. And that's your good game. KMT is your winner here in 23 minutes. And 47 seconds. Whew. Okay, that was an exciting ZVT to be certain. all over the place. Aggressive Zerg player, really good defensively there by KMT. Lots of battles out in the middle of the map. The Ultras got into the main, which is not something you see in every cast that I do. And expanding KOali, just too late. Just too late on the expansions. Never got the upgrades that he needed. Never got anything like Vipers for Blinding Cloud against the tanks. I think he could have used those quite a bit. I don't know if the Ghosts really paid for themselves either for KMT. He was thinking about it. But the Liberators really did more than enough to get rid of these Ultralisks, as there's some Ultralisk, like, liver flying in the air right there. I don't know what that is. Is that supposed to be blood or just, like, Ultralisk chunk? Probably just chunk. All right. Well, yeah. And again, the resources lost here. 51,000 lost for KOali, 37,000 lost for KMT. He was trading efficiently. He was killing Ultralisks and Banelings with Marines that are cheap and with tanks that are fairly cheap as long as they can take, 15 or 16 lings with them. It definitely trades well there. And just expanding slowly and steadily. Did he ever lose a base? I don't think he did. That's a big deal. He got this one denied a little bit, but it did come back. And then he expanded down the left side and kept that one for a while. So great job there by KMT getting the win. He got the upgrades. He got the tech. He did what he needed to do. Eventually started killing bases and got the victory. So great job by him. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.